Honorable Mr. Secretary General, Madam President, and distinguished delegates. Today I am honored to stand before you as a Vice President of United States Environmental Committee. Our agenda today is of profound importance: sustainable development. This topic unites us beyond borders, calling us to protect our environment, nurture economic growth, and ensure social equity. Sustainable development isn't just a catchphrase, it's a guiding principle that recognizes the intricate relationship between the environment, the society, and the economy. It's about achieving a balance, one that will define the quality of life for the future generation. In the United States, we recognize our unique challenges and opportunity in this endeavor. We believe in science, technologies, democratic values, and the strength of our communities to drive change. The environment is at the forefront of the sustainable development. We address the climate change, conserve resource and ecosystem. The United States is actively engaged in battle, setting ambitious targets for reducing greenhouse gas emission, transitioning clean energy, and supporting international efforts such as the Paris Agreement. Sustainable development also means inclusive and resilient economic growth. We support innovations and green technologies, renewable energies, and sustainable industries. We aim to lift people out of the poverty and provide equal opportunity for all. But sustainable development goes beyond the environment and the economy. It encompasses social progress. We must ensure that healthcare, education, social justice, and gender equality are at the forefront. The United States is committed to these goals through the policies that promote social welfare and equality. In conclusion, as the Vice President of United States Environmental Committee, I emphasize that sustainable development is a global mission transcending borders. It's a mission that requires our collective efforts, innovations, and determination. The United States is dedicated to playing its part hand to hand with our global partners. Let's remember that sustainability is all about securing a brighter, more prosperous, and fairer future for all. As we stand at this pivotal moment, let us move forward together, knowing that the choices we make today will shape the world tomorrow. Thank you.
I thank the Vice President of USA. I now give the floor to the Vice President of UK.
Honorable Secretary General, Madam President and delegacies, good morning to all of you. Today I, External Affairs Minister of UK, is representing the point of view of UK in 78th General Assembly of UN.
Minister, can the Assembly know why are you here in place of the Prime Minister?
Madam President, he is busy with some internal affairs of UK, so he is unable to attend this meeting of UN. Therefore, I am representing UK. Madam President, England is a very developed country and our country is not able to continue sustainable development in the point of time. Thus, it can take us to primitive time. Thanks.
Minister of External Affairs should not be speaking here instead of the Prime Minister. The presence of UK is invalid in this meeting. You please take your seat. Now we can move on. I now give the floor to the Vice President of China.
Good morning, respected Secretary General, Madam President, and distinguished representatives of the media. Today, I have an honor to take the floor and give advice on behalf of the G77 in China. Today, I am launching my high-stake multi-holder advisory body on sustainable development. The midterm review of the implementation of the 2030 Sustainable Development Agenda is taking place in an extremely critical juncture in which many developing countries face multiple challenges and an unfair economic order that perpetuates inequality and poverty. Even before the COVID-19 pandemic, the world had already lost its track of and deviated from achieving sustainable development Development Goals. There are 235 million people living in extreme poverty. Currently, 750 million people are experiencing chronic hunger. At this rate, we will never be able to achieve the 17 of the Sustainable Development Goals, and less than half of the target agreed will be achieved. Aware of this current situation, China has given its highest level of priority to this event with a view to putting sustainable development at the heart of international agenda and providing political impetus to achieve the 2030 agenda. The high cost of loans prevents developing countries from being able to invest in the sustainable development. There is a pressing need for a swift recapitalization of multilateral development banks with a view to radically improve their financial conditions. The climate change agenda must be respected fully, as it is being done in China. China has accelerated its transition towards green development. China has scaled up its multilateral development programs and aims to peak its carbon dioxide emission before 2030. Recognizing the synergy between China's vision of high-quality development and the 2030 agenda, there are three priority areas. People in prosperity, planet, and partnership will serve as the foundation for all UN systems working and with China over coming 5 years. And China will assist other developing countries to achieve sustainable development as it does to its neighboring developing countries.
Madam President, may I interrupt in between, please?
You'll be given your time, India. Please sit down.
Thank you, Madam President.
I thank the Vice President of USA. I now give the floor to the Chairperson of Asia.
Honorable Secretary General, Madam President, and all the ladies and gentlemen present here. A warm greeting to all of you. Today I am honored by standing here as the Chairperson of Asia. We all are here to discuss about sustainable development and the future of our Earth. Although it's been quite a long since the pandemic, but its effect can still be seen in many regions. And seeing the overall condition of Asia, it is quite evident that the majority of the population needs a renewed focus to rebuild from the pandemic. While the business as usual approach that has seen the relentless pursuit of global economic growth since World War II has driven exponential improvements, it has come at a significant cost to the Earth's operating system. This has led to a situation where us human beings are now overusing the Earth's biocapacity by at least 65%. Madam President, the Asia Pacific must be the center point of step change towards a sustainable global future. A trilogy of transitions are already underway, and if fully supported, can be scaled a new look GDP for the region, reversing some of the negative environmental and social impacts of relentless pursuit of growth. Moreover, we all are well aware of the war going on between Hamas and Israel, and we also know that.
I would like to interrupt.
You'll be given your time. Please sit down.
We all sitting here also know that war has always led to destruction. And I can assure you that if this will continue for few more months, we can only dream about sustainable development. We all need to work on it. We all need to work together and pave our way towards it. In Asia, there are several nations which we can call highly developed, and they have very well adapted themselves according to the need of sustainable future. If we see, some nations are like China, India, and few more. And even the economical base of China is really strong. It would really be great if it would help other nations with its institutions, technology and much more rather than focusing on some sort of selfish development.
Sorry, Madam President, but may I interrupt in between?
No, you cannot. Please sit down.
And in this long way towards sustainable development, some countries really need to lead the others. And in Asia, China, India and few more surely comes on top of that list. Although it's clearly understandable that it will take time for the full conversion towards it. Because we all know that not all the countries can have same financial condition. Some may be great with their money while some may not. In the conclusion, I would just like to say that some countries like India, it is doing really great with its solar powered electric vehicles. We need to get inspired. We need to take a small step and eventually it would lead us to a great success. Thank you all for being this patientful.